Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Anna for those of you who didn't know that. And today you will see my game that I will be playing in 2020. So I have had really huge problems with choosing my TBR. And throughout this year I have been seeing Becca from Becca and the Books do her Bookopoly. And I have seen that I feel like this is a really fun way of choosing my TBR. So I have made a Bookopoly board that is inspired by the Bookopoly board that Becca made. So obviously I am going to show you my board and obviously talk a little bit about the squares and everything like that. So why don't we just go and do that so you can be a little familiar with it before you later on this month will see my first January TBR with that board. So I can't wait to show you, and afterwards we will talk a little bit more about it. So let's just get into it. So here's an overview of my Bookopoly board. Every square and yeah, it's just really easy made. I have just taken like 4 A4 papers and just taped them together. And then I have like a plate there that I'm going to put it on. I'm going to use some tape and just tape it on so it's set. But yeah, why don't we just get in a little bit closer? So why don't we just start with go? So go to Goodreads recommendations, because on Goodreads you have like a recommendation page. So I'll go on there and then I can choose whatever I want to. I am thinking about having like a cup so I don't kind of go for only like the just one genre, just write down all the genres I have in there and then choose one every single time I get here. So I choose like one genre from there and then choose a book that I am feeling like. So why don't we just move on over to the into the property spaces. So on brown here we have historical fictions and classics, and yeah, I have just colored them in. I mean, I am really enjoying the color brown, especially like a little dark brown. So yeah, historical fiction and classics aren't like my total favorites. However, I want to read some of that this year. And then the next property is fantasy, and yeah, I have a lot of fantasy books. However, I I can't read too much of it because they get really heavy to me, so this is just like fantasy, yeah. And then we have moved over to this side. Here we have contemporary. And I mean, a contemporary is set in our world, doesn't need to have romance in it. Can have romance in it, but it doesn't need to end good. And I feel like if you kind of have like a romance that doesn't end good, I can choose these from to contemporary, because then it's kind of called drama, but it's still set in our world, so yeah. And then the next is sci-fi. This is supposed to be a UFO, but it does look like a hat, but ignore that. I really enjoy sci-fi. I have some sci-fis that I really want to get to, and yeah, I find them really interesting. And then the next we have romance. So a romance is something that has to have a happy ending. If it's a series and it doesn't end good in the first book, it has to end well at the end of the series. If it ends good with a happily ever after, they are considered a romance. I really enjoy romance books. I have a lot of them. So yeah, I will try and read some more romances this year because I think that I'm really going to love them. The next here is mystery and thriller. I am really liking a good like mystery, thriller, crime. I mean, it can be crime too. I have at least one series that I want to try and get to. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And then we have graphic novel and manga. Don't look at the drawings, they got really terrible. However, nothing to do with. I really love graphic novels and mangas. I want to get more into them, and I want to have like a set space for them so I can choose them, because I am really enjoying a few graphic novels and mangas, and I want to get to more this year. And the last space is magical realism and paranormal. And this is two genres that I don't read much. I have to say, I don't read much of them. So I still have them on there because I obviously need to read some of those. So here we are back at the start. Why don't we take the railroads? They are all the same. Railroads are Goodreads winners. So they are from the beginning, and it will also be for 2019. So I will pick one book. If it's in a series, I've written down all the books in that series, so at the end I will eventually get to like the Goodreads winner. However, I know that there are a few things like the Black Daggerhood brothers, and we have Mortal Instruments and everything like that. They are like way into like the book series. So then I will read the first book until, yeah, the first book, and then if I land on this and pick like the same book series, I will read the next one until I get to the Goodreads winner. I hope you understand. I'm terrible at, yeah. So yeah, why don't we take the income tax? Is read a library book. And then, the jail is Stephen King. I want to read more Stephen King, so I'll start at like the first book, which I believe is Carrie. So I'll begin there, and every time I land on this, I will read another book. So the Electric Company is, of course, an audiobook or a Kindle. I have a lot of Kindle books on my Kindle, so I can choose those, and I have a few audiobooks on Audible, and there are a lot of audiobooks on Scribd. So, and then the free parking is a 5-star prediction. I have 2 videos up on this, so I will link them up here so you can watch them, and I will also link them down below. I have 2 of those, so I will choose from that. And then the waterwork is all around the world. I have a box for this, so I will choose one from there. I haven't been really into that lately. However, with the new rules, it's going to be easier to get through, and then I will pick from the box and see what I get. Hopefully I get something good when I land on this. So the next, like the go to jail, is NetGalley. I have a lot of books on NetGalley that I haven't been getting to, and it really sucks because I should have read them ages ago. But I have this one now, so I will always choose one from this. And then the luxury tax is the last book you bought. So I don't buy a lot of books. However, I always have something that I bought like last, so I will choose that one then. And then obviously we have the community shelf, and they are here. And this is like the best challenges I have read the whole year. So, for example, read the longest book on your TBR and things like that. So let's put those in place. And then we have Chance, and this is a combination of my highest rated books on my TBR and my lowest rated. So let's just say lowest rated is gonna be Dread, some of them. And then we have these red cards are my punishment if I don't finish my TBR. So this is all my friends' lowest rated books. Some of them I am actually excited for, and some of them I have never heard of, and I'm about. So yeah. And then I of course have my dices. And lastly, it's a stone, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, that was my Bookopoly board finished, and it's ready to be used. So yeah, so that was the tour of my board. So let's just talk about a few different information that I feel like you should have. There will be, I've thought long and hard about this, 5 rolls each round, each month. And if I roll a double, I will have to roll again. which is unfortunate for me because I get a lot of doubles. I don't know why, but I usually does. It's my rules, so if I feel like one book should be in that genre, I will read it from that genre. Because usually books have more than one genre. So if I want to read a fantasy sci-fi and I choose it as rather a sci-fi or a fantasy, it's my game, obviously. So yeah, you saw the punishment. I'll pick one of those. Hopefully, I will not pick anyone, but yeah. So I think that is all the rules. There aren't a lot of rules, obviously, but yeah. I think that I will read the books, try and read them as like first roll, second roll, third roll. But obviously, if I am not feeling it, I can like roll around on them. However, I need to finish all of them. So throughout this year, I will obviously try and participate in a few readathons. Some of the books might fit into my Bookopoly TBR. Some of them might not. But I'll definitely try my best to fit all of them into those. But yeah, if there are any other books that I have to read that month, I will definitely have those on the side, but I am hoping to keep mostly into my Bookopoly TBR. And I am hoping that you will enjoy actually seeing what I pick because I have a lot of books. Obviously, this game is not for making me stop buying books and read those I have. Because obviously it's for me to choose like my TBR, but that won't stop me from buying books if I really want them. So yeah, I hope that you will enjoy this year with me with Bookopoly. And the year after that, I'm hoping to actually have another whole game that I am like slowly thinking about. Haven't actually made any progress with it yet. But yeah, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And my phone goes off again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it and follow me on all of my social media. I'm hoping to get much better at posting. But that was it for this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!